Welcome to Nothing But Nets. We are back with a good one today. Going to get into why with the Nets preseason starting. Well, if you're listening to this, I recorded it on Sunday. It's premiering on Monday, which means we're one day away from the start of the NBA preseason. A lot of stuff I want to look at. A lot of stuff I want to discuss. One of those things is Amari Bailey. Before we get into that, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Smash the like button. Do all the things that YouTube likes. Follow me all forms of social media at 3D Boxing. Let's get into Amari Bailey. Amari Bailey is a high-level player. Amari Bailey was the 41st pick. If he would have went back to school this year, for last year, for 23-24 season, he likely would have been a lottery pick. Under no circumstances anyone get rid of a lottery pick after playing in just 10 games and 65 NBA minutes. And that's exactly what Amari Bailey did. He played high school basketball, Sierra Canyon College, played with Bronny, top 10, 11 recruit in the class. If the Nets aren't giving up on Drake Whitehead, they should not give up on Amari Bailey. He's got that kind of talent. And he's already done better than Bailey. Than Whitehead. I'm not sure why the Hornets don't want to give him another look. It seems like personal issues. He needs maturity. He probably needs to grow up a bit. The reason why he left college after his freshman year, was to go to the NBA to show up John Morant. John Morant's been linked to his mom, so has Drake. Apparently, his mom is an Instagram model, attention-starved kind of person. Amari probably needs to get away from her for now. He needs a fresh start, but he needs to be on the Brooklyn Nets roster. We're going to get into why. This is a high-level offensive player with athleticism. He can rebound. He can play the one or the two, 6'4", a full 6'2", a full 6'4". He was originally 6'2.5" when he went to college. He's grown over an inch. He's a legitimate 6'4". Play the one of the two, defend the one of the two, can handle the ball, can run the point, can pass the ball, can distribute, can play make. He has an excellent mid-range game, and he's explosive. He gets to the rim. He rebounds his position well, and he can defend his position with his athleticism and explosiveness. This is a guy like Trendon Watford has a little bit of everything, which is why the Nets love him. Amari Bailey has a little bit of everything. He needs to be able to hit the corner three. Look, a lot of guys come into the NBA at 19 years old. He can't shoot the corner three. Kobe Bryant came in the league, couldn't shoot the three, right? He needs to develop it. He needs to take it seriously. That's what I'm saying. He may need to get away from certain things, certain elements. But the talent is there. The raw ability is there. It's hard to comp him out because he is so explosive and he is so raw. But if he could ever hit that corner three consistently, this is a legitimate scoring threat. I'm not saying he could be an all-star, but there's ability there. Like, it wouldn't shock me. The Nets need to keep this guy on the court. He needs to have a roster spot. He needs to get. There's nothing wrong. Like I said, Whitehead's going to play in the G League. If you want to put him in the G League for a while, that's fine. What I've seen from Bailey in the summer league and what I've seen from him on his highlights, he is closer to NBA player than Whitehead. Remember, same draft class, same recruiting class, both top 10, 11 guys. You can see the explosiveness. You can see he can get to the hole. He can create his own shot. There's a lot to like about Amari Bailey. He's got a right hand. He looks a little bit ambidextrous at points. This is a really, really good offensive player. He was going to be a lottery pick if he would have gone back to school, but his immaturity and he wanted to show up John Morant got in the way. And he needed more seasoning. He needed to go back to UCLA. He got better as that season progressed. You can see the talent is there. You can see he's a little bit jack of all trades, right? There's a lot to like about this kid. If you can ever get that corner three, if you can hit that corner three where you have to step up and contest it. And look, a lot of guys coming to the NBA can't shoot that corner three. It's like Kobe Bryant couldn't do it. He can develop it, but he's got to take it seriously. There it is right there. If he can consistently hit that shot and you have to contest it, you have to man up, you have to attack it, he's going to blow past you, and it's going to be an issue. His biggest concern is he has to learn to play within the system. He's no longer the system, and he's not going to be the system. Right? He has to learn how to play within an offense and not be the offense. From his whole life, from high school to UCLA, he was the offense. Everything runs through him. He can still create, and I still want the ball in his hands, but he's not going to be the main focal point in the offense. And that is a huge adjustment for any kid to make. I still want him running the point at times. I want him playing off the ball at times. He can do a lot, but he needs to get on the court. And I'm going to show you how the Nets can do that, how the Nets can realistically get him on the court. So the Clippers are trading P.J. Tucker. P.J. Tucker doesn't fit for the Nets. Here's what you do. You trade Dorian Finney-Smith, to the Clippers for Tucker, get a couple seconds, buy Tucker out, let a contender buy him, let a contender sign him. You give that roster spot to Amari Bailey. Now, I know the popular thing is to give it to Killian Hayes. There is no way Killian Hayes has more. We've seen Killian Hayes for 4 years. Amari Bailey has played 65 NBA minutes. Killian Hayes has played for 4 years. Killian Hayes' weaknesses are so glaring. He can't score the ball. He can't shoot the ball. He can't score the ball. When you're using, and I don't hate Killian Hayes. I think that there could be somewhere where he could be a backup point guard. Like I said, Amari Bailey has played 65 NBA minutes. Killian Hayes has played 5,479 NBA minutes. We know what Killian Hayes is. We know what he is, and we know what he isn't. If he hasn't developed any offensive game to the point where you don't have to defend him more than 5 feet out from the basket, he's not getting better. That's it. He's done. He is what he is. He's a pass-first point guard who can distribute with some vision. Good size. That's it. Amari Bailey has so much more. Like, if we're just looking at play, if we're playing pickup, and there are 2 guys, Amari Bailey and Killian Hayes, who would you rather have? Who are you picking? You're taking Amari Bailey 100 times out of 100 times. It ain't even close. And you're saying, but Gary, this is you're not trying to win this year. The goal is not to win this year. The goal is to develop players for the future. There's no future for Killian Hayes. I'm not trying to hate on the guy. He is what he is at best. He's a backup point guard who fills out your roster. At best, that's his highest upside. For Amari Bailey, he could be a guy that averages 15, 20 points a game. But he has to get on the court. He has to develop things. He has to improve things. He has to accept a role within a system for now. But there is no reason. And I'm not saying Bailey is old and washed. There's no upside. We know what he is. We know what he can do. He knows what he can. If we made a list of boxes and click the boxes, Amari Bailey clicks so many more boxes than Killian Hayes. Now, could Bailey go in and struggle this year and look putrid offensively? He could. But he's also going to dazzle and sparkle and shine because he's got the athleticism. He's got the offensive game. He was kind of a prodigy. We see why. It's all there. It's just getting it out and developing it. Killian Hayes, and I'm not hating on the guy. I think he has a role. He could play. He could be a backup point guard. But that's all he can ever be, right? It's like you have a choice of quarterbacks. One guy's got all-world talent, has a rocket for an arm, runs a 4.40, 40, pinpoint accuracy. He just can't put it all together. The other guy's a game manager with no talent, limited ability, and he can go in and not blow the game if he has to go in because your starting quarterback got hurt. If you're going for broke, if you're saying, I'm not trying to win this year, I'm simply trying to develop the best possible player. Which quarterback are you taking? The one with the all-world talent who can't seem to click, or the game manager with very limited upside? Remember, the goal is not to win. The goal is to turn one of these guys into a superstar. Which one are you taking? The answer is obvious. This is the same question the Nets are going to have. Marks did this back, and he developed Dinwiddie and Joe Harris, different guys like that. And I didn't become all-stars, but they became good players. Amari Bailey is the guy that can become a good player, but he needs to get minutes, and he needs to get on the court. You can see it in him. There's no question about it. You can see it in him. Just watch his offense, sticky fingers on defense, gets above the rim and finishes. He can finish in the fast break. He can create his own shot. Two-handed finisher. Good rebounder for the size. There's a ton to like about this kid. He's the one that needs the roster spot. He needs a roster spot. He probably needs to develop a little bit in the G League. He still needs to fine-tune, but he needs to get on the court. We need to get him minutes, and we need to see what he can do in the NBA. Because there's a lot of hope for him. There's a lot of upside to him. Guys like Killian Hayes, they are what they are. You ain't ever turning them into a high-level NBA player. I'm not saying there's not a function for him, there's not a role for him. But if you get a guy with special talent, with all the tools, like Amari Bailey, and he just needs to fine-tune a jump shot. And it's not like his stroke is ugly. It's not Rondo ugly. It's fine. You can turn this guy into an adequate, if you can, and it seems that you can turn him into an adequate three-point shooter, just from the corners. He is an offensive weapon who can rebound and handle the ball. Combo guard both positions. I'm not trying to hype him up. I'm not trying to. There needs to be a spot for him on the roster, and I just cleared up how you do it. All right, guys. I know half of y'all are gonna think I'm bugging. Like, what? So did Amari Bailey pay me to make this video? Different thing like that. He didn't. This is the kind of guy you develop. Killian Hayes is not. There's no role. There's nothing that Killian Hayes is going to do for you this year. If you're going to pass, maybe he gets Cam and some open shots and better looks and different thing like that. But there's no future for Killian Hayes here. There's a future for Amari Bailey here. Let me know what you guys think. Smash the like button. Guys, like, subscribe, follow me all on social media, 3D Boxing. It is, what is it? It is, well, you're listening to this October 7th, 2024, from Texas to the world. Thank you, and God bless.